I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. It forces through your brain and make you feel like you're insane. I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. So if you feel my energy, then let me hear you sing. Before you see the tears, you feel it in your chest. Before you start to mourn, you start to feel like you're depressed. I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. So if you feel my energy, then let me hear you sing.
Sometimes I felt depressed, sometimes I felt like I was stressed. Sometimes I felt neglected when my family didn't come. It made me agitated, but I kept it all suppressed. But it came on every now and then when I was on the phone. It's like going back in time with my people on the slave ship with Christopher Columbus and his wicked little men. Contemporizing with the situation, see why I am raging, because it's unattractive being trapped inside of sin. And think about the times when I felt like I was loved, with my wifey by my side, sticking to me till the end. But then she left me for another man, and yet my heart is hurting. So now I have to deal with all this pain without my friend.
I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. It forces through your brain and makes you feel like you're insane. I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. So if you feel my energy, then let me hear you sing. Before you see the tears, you feel it in your chest. Before you start to mourn, you start to feel like you're depressed. I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. So if you feel my energy, then let me hear you sing.
Over the hilltop, and no one ever thinks about sliding down through the raindrops. Things popping, pulsating, about to run out of patience. Everything is a blur, heart racing, mind over matrix. Heavenly Father, devilishly, I really gotta low-key karma. It's harder to get past the freshmen of the masses, and all the kids going on class trips for acid, listening to hard rock classics, banging their heads on walls. They go blaming them for that shit. The mind could be hazardous when it's influenced by substance abuse music for people that go use it. But I look at life like a tent on the window. Everything is dark, but just a little bit harder. So when the wind blows, I whistle in the willows on the top of the hill, 'cause I know.
Talk about that pain that's coming for the ring. It forces through your brain and makes you feel like you're insane. I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. So if you feel my energy, then let me hear you sing. Before you see the tears, you feel it in your chest. Before you start to mourn, you start to feel like you're depressed. I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. So if you feel my energy, then let me hear you sing.
My sons are getting big and they want their daddy home, so I ride it once a week and call them on the telephone. I know it's not the same, but at least I let them know that daddy love you, child, daddy love you, little coat. My eyes are full of water, but my chest been hot. Don't cry, love, but when I cry, give it all I got. I feel it in my blood and I feel it in my gut. Don't cry, love, but when I cry, give it all I got. All I gotta do is blink before you see the rain pour. And think about my life when I was in those streets, oh. Think about my siblings when I wanted a visit. I'm thinking about my sons when they needed me to smidge it. And think about the negativity when I was with it. I didn't really understand back then where I was headed, but now I know my calling and my calling's all good. So listen to me, hood, because that cat is for the hood. This is for you Latin King, your Crips and all your blood. Let's get our act together, cause I feel your pain, cuz. This is for the Latin King, your Crips and all your blood. Let's get our act together, cause I feel your pain, cuz.
I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. It forces through your brain and make you feel like you're insane. I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. So if you feel my energy, then let me hear you sing. Before you see the tears, you feel it in your chest. Before you start to mourn, you start to feel like you're depressed. I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. So if you feel my energy, then let me hear you sing.
Holler at the cat and watch the cat holler at your back. Had a lot of time to think about the wrong that I did. Like my mother talking to me, Shawn, what you doing, son? But I didn't care because I felt like I was big. But then I caught a bid, and my bid wasn't big. But I was like, oh shit, I can handle this, son. And I was dealing with it well for the first 6 years, until I found out my wife was sleeping with another one. On top of that, I'm stressed cause I cannot see my son the way I used to see my son. Become my wife, no longer bring him. And even though my sister stepped up, it's not the same, cause I still didn't get to see him like I really wanna see him. I also miss my mother and my uncle and my heart, even though my uncle passed away in 1999. And being that they both provider said I couldn't see him, so I laid inside my bed and cleaned the annex and I cried.
Talk about that pain that's coming for the ring. It forces through your brain and makes you feel like you're insane. I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. So if you feel my energy, then let me hear you sing. Before you see the tears, you feel it in your chest. Before you start to mourn, you start to feel like you're depressed. I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. So if you feel my energy, then let me hear you sing. Talk about that pain that's coming for the ring. It forces through your brain and makes you feel like you're insane. I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. So if you feel my energy, then let me hear you sing. Before you see the tears, you feel it in your chest. Before you start to mourn, you start to feel like you're depressed. I'm talking about that pain that's coming for the ring. So if you feel my energy, then let me hear you sing.